Rob and Slim Show.
Good day.
Good day, sir. Dan Alexander.
Oh, did you just drop the phone? Are you okay?
Yeah, of course, I nearly strangled myself with my headphones.
I
That
was
went
gonna say.
over really well. Jesus. Listen, hard to follow someone passionate like Jack Casey.
Totally passionate.
Bass guy. The guy's, we're both bass players, so we both have a lot in common, and both Canadians and reasonably short drive from each other. Well, half a day, and that's a passionate guy. I just enjoy his content.
He's a great guy, Dan, and I feel like he connected us with you the first time, right?
Yeah. Through, between myself, Jack, and Frankie, we're all sort of connected, and which is it just all sort of happened all at once. But man, it's been great tuning in, and again, thank you for you guys checking into the vegan options at the deli. So
I figured somebody would appreciate that, and once we saw your message, I was like, yes, see, that's why I do it.
Those are great. Those are great calls. I was just sitting here just killing myself laughing, listening to those calls. Those were great.
We were talking on break too, because we always wonder when they say we didn't get that or we didn't hear it. I feel like they did hear the whole thing, but they just can't process it. Our pranks are just two guys and a soundtrack playing. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's not your normal 12-year-old calling and asking you if your refrigerator is running.
This is this is some fancy men doing prank calls. This is
somebody's putting an effort into this kind of thing. It's not like back when we were kids, right?
This is your dad's prank call.
This is your dad's prank call.
Now anybody has to go through the length of blocking their phone numbers or switching off hide your number on an iPhone and shit like that. And it's not like back in the old days.
No.
And I call every pizza place and get pizzas delivered to random people.
Yes. Yeah.
And I unfortunately partook in that, and I actually cover it a little bit in my new book.
I did read that. I love that.
We didn't have a lot to do in small town Nova Scotia, so we sent random pizzas to places, and eventually surprisingly it caught up to me. So
did you ever have to pay for the pizzas? Is that how it?
No, but and we never knew if drivers ended up getting stuck with the bill or how it worked. But at the end of the day, when our pizza ordering days did come to an end when someone figured out, and I covered a little bit in the book that we made the stupid mistake of sending the same kind of pizza, double anchovies was what cost us. So ordering double anchovies, and someone took the liberty of calling every pizza place in the area saying, look, a couple of assholes are ordering extra larges with double anchovies. They're fake. They're trying to send them to this address. It caught up to us after.
Yeah. You got to switch it up. But
that was the end of our prank call career at that time, and it was just as well. It was time to quit, probably.
Yeah. Dan, how have you been though, dude? You've written a new book, but from what I've talked to you, you've had a hell of a year.
Yeah. It's been nuts, man. Thanks, for your and thanks you guys for your support over the year.
Thank you, though.
We last talked in May.
I just seeing you always comment on our videos on YouTube and all. I love to see that you're still checking us out.
Hey, definitely. Hey, pleasure's mine, and just thank you guys for your entertainment this year. It's been good to get to know you guys, and I'm happy to come back on again. November was pretty nuts. We lost my brother November 3rd to cancer, and he was only 43, and it was a rough ride for him. He was diagnosed, it would have been just over a year ago, and so he moved home. He was in Western Canada, so he moved home and started treatment right away, and he became a role model for optimism despite all of it, and I think we all held out hope that he would somehow manage to. We knew it was bad, but I think I was in a bit of denial as well that it was as bad as it was.
Yeah.
So, and losing him really sucked because we'd become closer since we lost our dad in 2013, which was very sudden. It kind of pushed us closer together.
Yeah.
And we had our differences over the years, but we had a lot of good memories too. So we did make the most of this year, and we were just over in Prince Edward Island, and whenever it was September. and did some stuff and just did a day trip. And we spent a lot of time together, texted every day. Even when it was too weak for him to speak, we would just text every day. And I'm still having moments where every couple of days I'll see something or I'll read something, and I'll be like, oh, I got to text that to him and say, oh yeah, I can't exactly do that anymore now, can you?
Did they just find the cancer too late to treat?
Yeah, that was part of it. He'd been having some health problems for years, and I think a lot of it was, you hate to say it, but the truth of it is he wasn't taking the best care of himself, and I did address that with him, and he said down the road I could speak to that effect. He just didn't take care of himself, and ultimately what he had was just caught way too late. So wow. It sucked. It really was a punch in the throat. But you don't want it's and my mom's had already lost her oldest. So I had a sister, she would have been the oldest, and she lived 4 days. So I mean, it's my mom and stepdad spent the year looking after him and helping him out, and they were it was inspirational, but also it was kind of hard to watch. Yeah. So, but it's been a year. That's for damn sure. And then a few short weeks later, my spouse lost her grandmother. So she was in Northern Ontario dealing with that for a couple of weeks. And she came back a couple of weeks ago, and we've both been in quarantine because you're required to isolate for 14 days. And that includes anybody in your household. So we come out on Saturday of that, just in time for the Christmas week. So, okay. But we're managing,
I feel like, I don't know if you heard it, Dan, but when you rewatch the video, I think Slim's door just got ripped off the hinges. Like, we have we're in the middle of a storm right now, and we've only gotten rain, but we heard his door just get, like, torn off the house, I feel.
Jesus. There's something coming up whatever is coming up the eastern seaboard. It's supposed to hit us tomorrow.
Oh, okay. That's what I didn't know. I didn't know if you guys were going to get it or if it was going to, like, peter out by the time it got up there.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to start snowing, and I mean, we had some gnarly winds here earlier in the week, but we are supposed to get a fairly sizable snowstorm. Well, somewhat of a sizable snowstorm tomorrow. Frankie will have all the information for you later, I'm sure.
That's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on that weather, that storm watch with Frankie. Yeah. What
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry, Dan.
No, it's cool. I was just gonna say, up where Frankie's at, the winds tend to get crazier up there. Even like the windows will shake in here, and I'll be like, man, I'm sure in Cape Breton will be getting the worst of it, and they usually do up his way.
I feel like his door it's I gotta check it, Dan.
Yeah, hold on. Door check. Yeah, it sounds creepy. It's back. It's closed itself.
I think it closed itself.
Yeah. It fixed itself.
Natural automation.
Yeah. Yup, that's it. But Dan, did you get diagnosed with cancer yourself? Skin cancer?
Yeah, that was all a weird shit happening too, because I had a spot on my neck. Now, not when I say spot, I do mean spot. I mean, and didn't think anything of it earlier in the year, and my spouse noticed it had changed color, direction, or whatever. So got in dermatologist fairly quick and had a procedure. That was on November 12th. So we're talking just over a week after my brother passed away.
Okay.
Got the lab results back and was told it was melanoma, and I'm like, holy shit. So, but I mean, thankfully, it was small enough that they got the margins. So the margins are like the extra skin around it.
Okay.
That they take out to make sure it's clear. So then I had another procedure done on the 3rd of this month. So just a short while ago. Plastic surgeon to take out more skin beneath the top layer to make sure that everything's good. So I'm waiting on the lab results for that, but optimistic that it's gonna be fine. But it's certainly knocked me flat on my ass as far as like, holy shit, what a month,
right?
To be thinking of all of this. But so I mean, skin cancer can be, it's fairly common, and you catch it early enough, Yeah. But I hope I'll use my platform where I can, and I did. I wrote something and put it up today talking about, this stuff you got to take seriously. Wear sunscreen, wear hats, do whatever. Stay the hell out of tanning beds. Not that I've ever gone into them in the first place. I never would. But,
yeah,
you can take all the precautions in the world, as I like to have thought I did, and you can still get this.
Yeah. Well,
So,
you said like once you get a bad sunburn, that increases your chance of melanoma, like 50%,
yeah,
right?
I
Like,
couldn't believe it. And
I
I
know,
had two that I could remember, two incidents when I was much younger
yeah,
that
I
I
know. I've had
remember
one where I had
clearly.
like sun poisoning. It was rough. It was
Yeah,
rough.
yeah. So, and I didn't realize until recently when the dermatologist explained it to me, you could have just one bad incident and it'll boost your chances of getting skin cancer, any kind of skin cancer, by 50%.
Wow.
And I was like, Jesus.
Ooh.
But again, I'm fairly optimistic about things, and I've since read some stuff from colleagues and others who had it quite younger, and
Oh, wow.
because it was caught early enough and it wasn't like a deadly form. Um, it was caught early enough and they've been able to successfully go through with it. So I'm certain I'll pull through it okay. But, I think it was just overwhelming given what we had gone through in November. It's like, oh, come on, this bullshit too?
That's how I feel life though. When it has a way of doing that. It has a way of like sticking the knife in and twisting it. Like it'll shit all over you sometimes. Like
oh, completely,
yeah,
completely. But hey, you gotta, there are some good things to be thankful for. You look for the silver linings and the blue skies and shit like that. So you do what you do. You turn to the arts. You turn to stuff that makes you smile. Good food, good living, all that shit.
Yeah. Was that a cat?
Yeah. That's Olive. She's pretty much always at my side. We got two.
Awesome.
And
I love that.
she's the oldest.
Oh.
So she pretty much never leaves my side, pretty much. So loves hanging out in the office.
She's loud.
You should answer her. We talk back to my cat.
We do. We talk to Slim's cat. Always before the show.
She's had a couple of night shifts this week. I just hear her and look, oh, there she is above my head kind of thing, So, and of course, we've been being home more, especially this year. Had more time with the both of them.
Oh, they must be loving it. Yeah, like in an animal's mind, this is a great year. In our mind, we're like, no, this year.
Dana was like, why are they spending so much more time with us? This is amazing.
I feel though or is the cat like, oh my god, I could be getting away with so much more if Dan just went to work.
Right.
Like
yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, we got a routine. Okay, get up. And the other one at night, she's resorted to like sticking her foot in the water dish at night in the bedroom, and it's almost like she's giving her foot a foot bath and then slurping up the water from it.
Oh no!
It's like in the middle of the night you hear ting ting ting. What the fuck is that? And then you realize you flash a light phone over there and you see her like slapping the water, and then I'm like, okay, you shit, I'm gonna change your. So now I'm yes, I'm gonna change your foot bath, you asshat.
It's so weird with cats where they all have these just like weird like personality traits that you won't find in like other cats.
Yeah. Oh, these two goofs certainly have their own. But I mean, Olive's very drawn to me and just never tends to leave my side. Like loves hanging out, and if there's room on the desk, she'll like jump up and start knocking shit over or shit. Sit behind the screen and just be like when we had the house, like we had a much bigger house. We had a big house before moving into the place we're in. She was all over stuff. I mean, jump on the bass amplifier and to scratch it or some shit, But so she likes to stick close by.
She's loud.
I can hear.
Shiver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's like, hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Oh yeah, that's just it. But now you guys are staying safe down there, I hope. I know it's been kind of a gnarly year in the States as well.
Yeah, it's been a while, but we've been okay. As good as it gets. Yeah. Your new book, Dan. Is it called "Let Nothing Go to Waste"?
Yeah. I'm glad you. Thanks for asking about it and everything. Just that's been sort of coming together on and off the last couple of years. All these, I got lots of notebooks, and there's a lot of good stories, and hey, I love humor, right? And I thought, okay, am I going to do like a collection of short fiction or something else? I did want to do another book because I've got two, and I thought, okay, well, this makes sense. So I started narrowing down what I wanted to put in, and there were stops and starts along the way. And then, of course, with life, I thought the book was going to be ready for the end of September, and then had a couple of more hiccups and formatting. And then, my brother started to take a turn. So I kind of, didn't think much about it, but dug my heels in and polished some stuff up, ended up cutting a couple of things out. And so I've put what I think are some of the best stuff from memories that I have in notebooks. So, hey, like we've all got stories. The whole idea is let's not waste them. Let's tell them now before you start to lose your memory, if you lose it. And, that way you can try to remember them as authentically as possible.
Cool. I read most of the first chapter, which was Radio Days Revisited, and I just loved it. I love that old nostalgic feel of it. Just like you talking about radio, almost as if like I used to watch TV and escape. It was that kind of a thing.
Every night, the radio, just it was a thing. I'd be in my room reading or writing or drawing or some shit, and you had the radio on, and of course at the time you just AM radio, and then the odd FM station, because you used to get stuff from Prince of Rhode Island clear across the water, so if you needed a break and stuff. But I knew a lot of the local talent on local radio, and so it was and that was when they played stuff that was tolerable to listen to at the time. So I'd stay up late and listen to all kinds of shit. It was great.
Nice. Would you be able to read us something, man?
Oh, I'd be happy to. I had a hard time thinking, what the hell am I going to read? But that's just me being a perfectionist, and like, am I going to see something that I'm going to want to change or whatever? But I found something. I'll give you an excerpt of it. So this I titled Confirmation Classes. So 9th grade, I got dragged to the Anglican Church I went to the classes, and now I had been reading the Bible, the New Testament, shockingly, but I was under the impression that if you read it, you'd have good luck in life and good luck with girls and things like that. So, anyway, foolish as I was to believe that at the time. So I went to this in 9th grade and, should have been able to decide shit on my own, got dragged to the church for these stupid confirmation ceremonies. So I'll read you my perspective of it. Well, part of it anyway. I won't spoil the whole thing. So
awesome.
So how I loathed every second of it. I sat in one of the front rows at church, listening to the alleged truths about a confusing book that I'd spent 2 years reading. It was confirmation classes through the Anglican Church. At this youthful age, I believed in all of the scientifically unproven things that church was teaching. I read the New Testament to try to make sense of it, and also because I was told reading it would bring good fortune in high marks, and good fortune with girls. On reflection, I was really daft to think that reading this book was somehow a gateway to better understanding the human condition. It actually just left me further confused. I was starting to question things. I started to read more. I was questioning why we needed to be at a ceremony to go through these motions to confirm acceptance to the church. Why was our attendance all through our younger days not enough? By attending these classes and getting a passing grade from a bishop, we would then be permitted to have a sip of cheap wine on Sunday from a cup that was a breeding ground for germs. I often wished I had started to question things like that even more. I felt like I was being dragged there. In retrospect, I definitely was. I was angry that even though I considered myself a Christian at the time, it was required of me to be part of a stupid few extra classes than a silly ritual granting us extra special status in church. The status granted us wine and a piece of bread that tasted like a shaving of soap. During the evening of the confirmation ceremony, I remember dressing up in an ugly fucking suit combo that was either a size too large or too small for my awkward frame. I remember Mom taking photos. Dad came to the service with a camera of his own, while my grandparents attended to, quote, renew their confirmations. That was particularly painful to watch, given my grandmother's mobility was diminished at the time. She was in pain and should have been resting at home. It was a long, drawn-out, dreary waste of an evening. No matter how nice the bishop and reverend were as people, I was ready to snap. The bishop looked like he belonged on a chessboard. I sat with a cousin singing a famous line from a Black Sabbath song called NIB, hoping to get a few parishioners riled up. My name is Lucifer, please take my hand. And it goes on from there. Anyway, definitely picked the right one to read if I'm cracking myself up reading it.
I was dying listening. We had our mics muted, but yeah, I was dying, Dan. That was good.
Yes, thank you. So that's the kind of stuff that sticks out in my mind, and I had fun kind of reflecting back and going, okay, let me capture some of this stuff as best as I can.
Yes, and it's amazing to read. I feel like that's a story that's worth it.
Thank you. And I mean, I think I might have addressed this when we chatted in May. I find that humor writing and there's not too much of it here in our country, because our country's comedy tends to go towards politics and current events, and we're kind of sick of that shit. And I think you guys have now, especially with this year in the States, you guys have, there's parts of you that are getting sick of it too, I imagine, given what's gone on in the last 4 years.
I don't know. With COVID, though, it's the only thing out right now. Like, there's no Walking Dead. Like, all I have to do is just check out what Donald said.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I have now.
And it's made for some good material, and you know, certainly, I mean, Christ, Saturday, it's the best thing that ever happened to Saturday Night Live was all of the shit that he was pulling.
I feel like it brought them back. It definitely
definitely did. But I mean, I just have no desire to hear any comedy related to politics here or not. So I go back to old favorites, or I read new stuff, or I like tune into shows like your guys, and I look for entertainment. I want to be entertained and be happy. I want to laugh. I don't want to, hear a funny take on the news. I want to just move on.
Yeah. Oh, the win.
And that's it. So that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. I've found, and one thing in this year I found is I think I still like humor, even if I post the stupidest shit on Twitter. Like, I changed my toaster setting today. I've entertained myself and maybe one other person, and to me, I've still accomplished something.
Dude, is it just me, or are toasters like you can never master them? Like,
no, you can't. We acquired a new one. And I made a big deal of it by putting in all caps on Twitter, got a new toaster. And it's not that we bought it. My mom had 2 extras downstairs in the living space where my brother was, because my mom and stepdad have this huge house. And I just said, "Hey, Mom, I got a new toaster. Thanks a lot." And I took it home. And it turns out it's not the nicest toaster, but it's still a toaster, and I'm all happy about it.
Sometimes so 2 minutes will burn my bagel. Sometimes 2 minutes and 30 seconds will almost tan the bagel. Like, there's no way. There's no way to know what that toaster's going to do.
Yeah, I just want warm bread. I don't really give a shit about actually toasting it. I just want warm bread.
Out of the bagel, I feel like you got to get it perfect.
A little crispy, yeah.
There's never. I always cancel. Like, I cancel like 10 times during the 2 minutes just to make sure it's not getting too brown or.
What the hell is the bagel setting?
The bagel setting. No, the bagel setting is important because it will only toast the inside and it won't.
Oh, is that what that is?
So yeah, if you go too dark on the inside, the outside will still be regular bagel. But if you don't use the setting, then the outside's burnt too.
I never knew that.
So, yeah.
I was just like, well, there's a bagel in there. I got it.
I used to think, okay, how does this piece of shit know that it's a bagel? Like, what if it's not? I'm putting bread in here, and I'm going to hit the bagel setting anyway. Yeah.
How do you know?
That'll teach you. Know it all, goddamn claptrap.
But here's what I do: I use the bagel setting on everything, even if it's regular toast. I still use the bagel setting.
Ah.
Yep. Yeah. Why not?
Right.
Why not? Just
everything's.
You're still gonna get toast one way or the other.
Yes. Dan, thank you again for talking to us. It's been a great time. I can't believe it's almost up, bro.
Yeah, and listen, I've been looking forward to this. It's great to hear from you. It's great to chat to you guys again. And I know and hope we'll do this again sometime in the new year. And I know with Frankie coming up next, everybody who's listening, stick around. You're not going to want to miss Frank.
He's gonna be he's always the head. He's always the headliner. Dan,
we're losing you, Dan.
Oh, Dan.
Oh, there you go.
Got
there you go. Sorry about that.
No problem, Dan. Where can everybody find you? I want to make sure you get your plugs out.
Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate that. So Dan Alexander, Dan with 2 N's, danalexander.com, Twitter, writer Dan. Let Nothing Go to Waste is available on Amazon and probably a few other places.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much. We'll definitely be in contact.
Have a great Christmas, guys.
You too. Merry Christmas, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Take care.
You too, my friend.
Bye.
Bye. We will be back in a few with our last interview of the year. And I hope that the Driz...
Yeah. I got a couple of songs to wrap up the year.
Got a Drizmas song, at least.
A Drizmas song. I got a... 2020 is over. 2020 plus 1 is here.